My name is Kim Wheeler. I am from Winnipeg, originally registered at Saugeen First Nation, but my bloodline is from Sandy Bay First Nation in Manitoba. I am a radio producer with CBC Radio 1, and I work on this great show called Unreserved. Life was pretty difficult. I was adopted out as a 60s scoop baby, and I actually didn't realize I was part of the 60s scoop until a few years ago. I was placed into a white foster home, and that foster family eventually adopted me. And my adoptive parents actually really believed in the government party line at that time. And of course, we all know 60s scoop was just a continuation of Indian residential schools. It wasn't until I was in my 20s that I started to feel, pride in my culture and who I was as an Indigenous woman. I was in journalism school in college out in Edmonton, and right across from the 2-year journalism program that I was in was a 1-year Native communications program. They all obviously had a strong connection to their culture and to who they were and felt pride in themselves. And they saw me and invited me over and started talking to me, and I said, I wasn't raised in the culture. I don't know anything about who I am as an Indigenous person. And they were very kind, and they took me under their wing, and they took me to my first round dance. They helped me smudge for the first time, and upon graduating, that program gave me my first eagle feather. I didn't face any obstacles as a female. What I did face was obstacles as an Indigenous person, because I really wanted to tell Indigenous story. And back then, like 22 plus years ago, nobody wanted to tell those stories. The positive stories are really important because it shows that we are more than just the little box we've been put in for so many years, that now that we are able to tell our own stories, we can do it with care, we can do it with concern, we can do it with cultural understanding, and take those views and put them out to the rest of the world, where they get an insight into who we are. We're just not in that little tiny box that they've always seen us in as those horrible stereotypes, right? The drunken Indian, the Indian on welfare, the Indian in jail, right? They see more than that now. And I think that's important to tell the stories that go beyond that. I think that places like CTV and Global need to be hiring more Indigenous journalists. I think more of our young people need to be going into media to tell our stories. A lot of people go, oh, let's indigenize the media, and I think that's great, but I also think change comes from within. I think anybody pursuing a career where there are not a lot of Indigenous people in it, they just need to always follow their dreams and to be brave and to use their voice. If you have that goal, then just keep going for it, because one day then you're going to be the pioneer, and they're going to look to you to say, wow, I can't believe you went through what you did, and if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here. And there's always going to be somebody like that, I think, who comes ahead of us and who comes behind us.